are listening to the HangOut podcast, proudly brought to you by Talanta Productions. And now, here is today's episode.
Welcome to episode 3 of our weekly podcast. And as always, we are always thrilled whenever you joined us. And today we are going to have a very interesting discussion or subject to talk about as always. And please remember to hit the subscribe button if this is your first time joining us. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon notification. That way you'll always be notified whenever we are live. And also leave a comment or two if this podcast today blesses your soul. We're going to talk about the power of focus. The power of focus. And as always, let's start by defining what focus is. Focus is the center of interest or activity. Another definition is the state or quality of having or producing clear visual definition. You know, focus plays an integral part in shaping who we are and our ultimate future. Because without focus, we actually accept and settle for anything. Distraction and discouragement always overshadows our dreams and aspirations whenever we are not focused. Focus and concentration can be difficult to master. That's a fact. For most people, you know, learning how to improve our focus and boost our concentration can be a very uphill task. We all want to become focused. We all aspire to become focused. That's our dream each and every day when we wake up. But the actual doing is the challenge. Because we actually live in a very noisy world. And constant distractions can make focus a very difficult thing to attain. You know, focus always leans on process. It's not an event. Process. Somebody once said that it takes 10,000 hours of one doing the same thing over and over in order for them to be a master in it. 10,000 hours. You know, that requires a lot of focus and discipline. I remember, you know, I've been teaching private music lessons all my life. And one thing that I keep telling all students and, you know, even new parents that I meet that, it's going to take time. Your child, or even if it's an adult, you'll not be a prodigy in guitar and piano in 3 months. That is the perception most people have. It actually takes time. An average of 10,000 hours. Think about that. 10,000 hours. That's not something small. In order to concentrate on one thing, you must by default ignore many other things. That is focus. Or rather, here's a better way of putting it. Focus can only occur when we have said yes to one option and no to all other options. In other words, elimination is a prerequisite for focus. As Tim Ferriss says, what you don't do determines what you can do. I love that. What you don't do determines what you can do. A cheetah or lioness makes a successful hunt because they choose to focus on one target and one target alone. In fact, the tail of a cheetah acts as a radar that steers it towards its prey. Now, for the all-important question, what can we do to focus on the things that matter and ignore the things that don't? Have you ever been in the middle of writing an email when someone interrupts you? Then you go into this long conversation and then when it's over, you try and get back to your message, but it takes you like a few seconds or minutes to get your bearings, thoughts, and actually trying to recall what you are writing in the first place. Something similar always happens when we multitask, because multitasking forces us to pay a mental price each time we interrupt one task and jump to another. And you know why? In psychology, this mental price is called the switching cost. Switching cost is actually the disruption in performance that we experience when we switch our focus from one area to another. Now, I borrowed the following ideas from a book that inspired this episode. It's titled The Power of Focus, written by Jack Canfield, Mark Victor, and Les Hewitt. In this great book, they outline 8 steps to becoming a more focused individual, and I'll quickly run through them. The first one, each week, take one day completely off. No business phones, no emails, no meetings, just make it your day. And use this day to think and plan. Just to think and plan. Number 2, spend time with your family. At least one day each week should be a full day dedicated to family and those that are close to you. And he actually says that as you possibly can, each day in the mornings or evenings, try and spend time with the people you love and care about, assuming you're in a 9 to 5. The third thing is, before going to sleep, create an outline of what you want to accomplish the following day. Not in our heads, but actually write it down so that by the time you're waking up the next day, you actually know what you're supposed to do. The next one I love. They say, find one thing that makes your day better. Because each of us have that one thing that we enjoy doing. Yeah, make sure you do something that you enjoy each and every day. The next one is, take a nap. By here they mean power naps. The authors suggest taking 25 minutes of sleep midday during the week is important because this will recharge you and get you more focused. Especially if you are an early riser, you wake up earlier than 5:30 or 5:30 and before. It's very important you take power naps. The next one is ask more. Don't be scared of rejection. You need to ask people in all situations for what you want. This is what kids do, and it always works. Ask and you'll often get. The next one is be consistent and persistent. Don't give up on something after only a couple of tries or after encountering a failure. It can often take years of toiling away to make you an overnight success. Remember the example I gave of 10,000 hours in order to become a master in a craft or talent. Yes, that's what it means. And the last one is keep your commitments. This is a tough one for all of us. Most people don't follow through or do what they say. If you do, then we should make sure that we promote this fact. This always reinforces our commitment. Always. Let me finish with this simple but profound quote. It says this: where focus goes, energy flows. I repeat, where focus goes, energy flows. And with that, we've come to the end of the podcast. I hope you've been enlightened in one way or another. Please remember to leave a comment. Remember to leave a like. Invite your friends to tune in next time. Share this link with as many people as you can, because this Hangout podcast is going to take a different turn starting this week. We're going to invite people and it's going to be very interactive. So, and also if you have topics that you think we can talk about and discuss more, please feel free to hit us up. You can either write it in the comment below or send us an email, info@talantaproductions.com, or any of our social media pages. Until next time, see you and have an awesome week. Bye.
There you go. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.